I genuinely cannot believe that I'm making this video right now, but I mean, here we are. Today at 10:30, there was an exclusive release by David Ornstein saying that Brighton and Hove Albion have made a £30 million offer for Vuskovic to sign from us, obviously. Now, that is insulting. That's incredibly insulting. Before I get into this one, please do go down, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But yeah, let's talk about who Vuskovic actually is, for the people that don't know, because I don't know if everyone that watches this will be a Tottenham fan. We don't know, because I know obviously Tottenham fans will know who he is, but the others I'm not so sure. Vuskovic is a 19-year-old centre-back. He's 6'4". He's Croatian. We signed him from Hajduk Split in 2023, it would have been. We sent him back on loan to Westerlo, and then he came back and we sent him on loan to Hamburg this season. Now, Hamburg is close for him. He loves Hamburg because that's where his brother played. Now his brother's been out on a 4-year suspension for doping, but he obviously wants to go back there to play with his brother. He's been very apparent about that. Now the two things I don't like about this is, one, 30 million for a world-class talent. That's an insulting bid. Now they can claim that the bid for Van Hecker was insulting and all this stuff. That was the valuation, but the difference, we bid 30 million off what they wanted. They were saying about 75, 80 million. We bid about 50. So that's probably what they're going for here, mate. Look, if you give us Vuskovic, your 50 million bid will be accepted. Whatever. Scam. Don't do that. That's ridiculous. I'd rather keep Vuskovic and just wait 1 year to get Van Hecker on a free, give him a hefty signing bonus, maybe something like that. But that is a scam. That's ridiculous. That's really insulting. The other thing that I just don't like is how Vuskovic is just so open to a move already. Now, De Zerbi has a lot of say on incomings and outgoings, which I really like. I really like how the structure of the club is kind of unfolding, because we're seeing that De Zerbi is really being able to drive us forward and get signings he wants, like Senesi and Van Hecker, if we do get Van Hecker, obviously. But Vuskovic, in interviews, he just doesn't seem bothered about playing for Tottenham. He really doesn't. He said, the only positive thing I've really seen is that he's like, oh yeah, De Zerbi's a great forward-thinking coach that aligns with my beliefs and whatever, and I'd love to play under him at some point in the future. What does that mean? Don't know. It doesn't sound like he's oh, I'm really excited to get going at Tottenham, as, you know, even if it's a PR response, that's what most players would say. He hasn't said that. He's just been like, we'll see what happens after the World Cup. You know, well, I'll speak to my agent after the World Cup. I don't like that. Obviously, he's been called up for the World Cup Croatian squad, which is a brilliant feat at 19 years old. Again, just goes to show how good of a player we actually have on our hands here. The fact that we're even thinking, I mean, I don't know what the club's thinking. If we're thinking of getting rid of him, we're stupid. That is just a ridiculous thing to do, because I don't think I've seen a defensive talent like this in Tottenham really ever come through at this young age. I'm trying to think. I genuinely cannot think of one. And we have a gem on our hands. There are loads of top clubs coming in for him. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, even though he would not be very good at Barcelona's high line, but, you know, Juventus, I said Bayern Munich, did I? Real Madrid. Either way, massive clubs want him. And there's a very good reason for that. Now, he is an incredible defender. I mean, if we just look at a couple of his stats, again, I said he's 19 and 6'4". Now, he's not the quickest, I will admit, he's not, but he makes up for that with his reading of the game. He's got elite reading of the game. It's ridiculous. The way his aerial duels are his biggest threat. In his own box, he's just amazing at just clearing the ball. When the ball's coming in from a long ball, whether it's a corner, whatever, he's just brilliant at reading the ball. However, the uniqueness about him really comes from his forward thinkingness, his ability to get into the other box for a corner, whatever it is, win the header. He, as I said, 6'4". He's quite tall for a centre back. He's strong. He's still growing. He's only 19. He could be taller than that. But it's also his ball striking. It's just ridiculous. He scored 6 goals this season in the Bundesliga for Hamburg. That's their second top goal scorer. He's their second top goal scorer in the Bundesliga. He's a 19-year-old centre back. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Now, again, whether he's a De Zerbi profile or not, I don't know. De Zerbi has actually come out recently when we signed Senesi. He actually said that signing Senesi allows us to operate in a different system, implying a back three. And Vusković's best position is he's really suited to that central centre-back position. Now, I get he's young. He's not going to be starting next season, even if he does stay. But he's really moulded to that position. If we get him on loan, again, even if it's to, you know, a lower Prem team, whatever it is, get him built up more physical, they're more confident on the ball, whatever it is, a year or so, I could really see him starting for Tottenham. again, I understand he's probably not the perfect mould for a De Zerbi centre-back, but I don't think this is a talent that you can let up. I think this is a talent you almost build around at such a young age. It's crazy to even think about that, but this is a talent we should be building around, and we're getting bids for 30 million for him. Again, mind blown. I think I said in one of my last videos that where he's been kind of teetering around, maybe exiting, I think that's probably his agent talking, trying to think of what's best for his career. I think if we offered him just a longer contract, I think he's already on quite a long contract actually, until 2030, I think. But if we just offered him a longer contract, and then said, you can go on loan to Hamburg next season, even though it won't be the best for his development, I know. I think he's already good enough. I don't think it will hinder him as a player necessarily. His growth might not be as quick, but I don't think that will matter personally. If we can just build some loyalty and send him on loan to Hamburg so he can play with his brother, and then he comes back, and we start him in the central centre back, whatever happens. I mean, I don't know what the plan will be for this season, whether we're still able to get Van Hecke, who knows, hopefully, obviously. Hopefully we just throw the money at Brighton and just take him anyway. But if we can build some loyalty to the point where he actually thinks, you know what, this club has done a lot for me, I'm going to repay them, then I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, again, getting rid of him for 30 million, obviously we're not actually doing that, but the fact that that's even a talking point right now is actually mind-blowing to me. I cannot get my head around it. Now, again, I said Senesi, Van Hecke, Vuskovic, Van der Ven, Danso. That's good depth. Even if you take Van Hecke out of it, there's still 4 good centre-backs there. We've not even sold Romero yet. We've got Byfield coming through. We have good centre-back depth. If we're going to play a 4-back, we've got enough. Even just to keep Luke Vuskovic and give him some minutes and not get Van Hecke, or get Van Hecke, loan him out, whatever it is. We've got good depth as it is. We need to obviously expand on depth up front and on the wings. We know we need to do that, and in midfield, but we've got good depth there. Even if we don't get Van Hecke, just keep Vuskovic. I mean, at the end of the day, we need to make use of him while he's our player, and I do not want to see us sell him to Brighton. Of all teams, Brighton. They're the selling club. Why would we be giving them world-class talent? It's just ridiculous. There's not much else to say on this, to be honest. I just wanted to rant because I'm not happy. I just can't believe it. What have I got saved here? Yeah, De Zerbi has said that he's not in the plan for the next 3 to 4 years. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But that can change very quickly. That's what I want to say. That can change really quickly. That can be a case of De Zerbi hasn't really seen him as a player that he needs. Maybe even after this World Cup, De Zerbi will look at him different and be like, no, you know what, he's ready. I could start him next season. Maybe we won't even go for Van Hecke after that. Who knows? But yeah, I just needed to rant about this because it's just ridiculous. I've been at work all day and I've come home and I've made this video. It's just ridiculous. It honestly is. God forbid, do not let us sell this man. I need to see him play competitively in Tottenham. He scored in the only game he's played for Tottenham. I know it was against Reading in pre-season. It was a great strike. I mean, what else do you want? He's been brilliant on loan. He's been brilliant when he's put on a Spurs shirt for 1 game. He's showing world-class potential. Why get rid of him? Yeah, there you go. Make sure you go down, leave a like, leave a subscription, leave a comment. It means so much to me as a small content creator. But yeah, as I said, I just wanted to rant about that one. I don't know how long this has been. Hopefully not too long. I'll probably crop some stuff out. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Catch you in the next one.